If there's one space when it comes to the internet that I don't like being political, it's wrestling. Because a lot of wrestling fans all go through this, again, hive mind, where they say, I need to support this current thing. Look how good I am. Give me some likes. Share what I've said. Oh my God, look, I'm so brave. That's what wrestling fans are like, man. And unfortunately, we've gotten a little bit political this week. Batista and The Undertaker. As much as I don't like coming on here being political, I'm going to have to talk about this because I know some of you guys are probably thinking that I'm going to talk about this and you're probably waiting for me to talk about this. So I'm going to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it in a way that doesn't get me in trouble with the British government, because we all know the British government are really, really bad. And they will arrest me if I say something that they don't like. So we'll get into that. The Undertaker, Batista, they've supported each candidate. We're going to get into that. Bryan Danielson, he's given an update on his neck. And we're going to start with the Motor City Machine Guns, who debuted on Smackdown last night. They debuted in a triple threat tag match. Winner goes on to face DIY next week? Winner of that goes on to face the Bloodline for the tag team championships. So I mean, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. The Motor City Machine Guns. It's the first time I've seen them wrestle. It's the first time I've ever seen them, because I've never been massive on TNA. You know what I mean? I remember back in 2016, I had a friend who watches this channel a bit. He was big on TNA, and he says, "Why don't you watch TNA?" I'm good, man. I'm good. I ain't interested. He did eventually get me to watch a bit of TNA, but it wasn't much. It was when Broken Matt Hardy started, and I thought, "What the fuck is this?" And then it grew on me, and I started to like the Broken Matt Hardy stuff and whatever else. And that's really the only attention I paid to TNA. Apart from when I was 11 and saw Jeff Hardy on there once and thought, wow, Jeff Hardy. Never watched it again. So I don't know much about these guys. One thing that I did notice, commentary, I can't remember if it was Graves or Wade, but they said the Motor City Machine Guns are the reason tag team wrestling is the way it is today. They were the innovators of modern day tag team wrestling. So is that true, first of all? Or are they just trying to put them over? You know what I mean, with the commentary. Is it true that the Motor City Machine Guns are the reason for the way tag team wrestling is today? Let me know. Because if it is, they've got some fucking heat with me, man. Because I can't remember which video it was. It was some point this week or last week. I made my complaints about tag team wrestling. The back tags. The let's stand in the ring for 5 minutes. Everyone, they're not even legal partners. Let's just all stand in the fucking ring. The referees just stood there. Not doing anything about it. Right? Are they the reason that that's happened? Or are the Young Bucks? Who's the reason that that's happened? Because I'm fucking sick of it. I'm sick of seeing a 6-man tag, and you've got all 3 people on one team in the ring. For 2 minutes, the referee's just stood there, not doing nothing about it. What's going on? Are the Motor City Machine Guns the reason for this? Like the commentary just said. Because if they are, they got some heat with me, brother. I'm telling you now, if they're not, I'll let them off, and it's just commentary trying to put them over to a new audience, I guess. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments, because I want to know. Next, we're going to talk about Bryan Danielson. Now, I don't know if this came from Dave Meltzer, Wrestling Observer, but if it did come from Dave, I'm pretty sure it did. If it did come from Dave, then I'm going to say it's more than likely accurate because it's AEW, okay? Well, when you take Dave Meltzer information, if it's WWE, there is a 98% chance it's false. If it's AEW, then there's more than likely 100% chance that it's true, or that the information has been fed to him from that exact source, because Dave Meltzer is like this with Tony. You know what I mean? They're always fucking. But Bryan Danielson, apparently his MRI results have come through. I wish my MRI results would come through that fucking fast. He's got damage all the way through his neck. So, in my opinion, there are loads of people, loads of YouTubers, content creators, man, that are saying, Bryan Danielson, his full-time career's ended, we'll probably see him again. But then they're not talking about the real issue here. And the real issue is Bryan Danielson's fucking health. Okay? This isn't about fucking tribalism. I know some of you are going to say, damn you. No, I don't care. His health is more important. And, you know what I mean, being able to walk with his children is more important than a wrestling war or whatever else, right? I want Bryan Danielson to be able to walk with his children, okay? I don't want to have to see him wheeling a wheelchair while his kids are walking around and they've got to deal with their dad who's in the wheelchair because he decided to wrestle a bit longer than he really should have done, okay? So he's got damage all the way down his neck. The last time we discussed Bryan Danielson, he had shooting pains down his arm. He couldn't do his yes kicks properly because his hips are fucked. He needs to retire, okay? I don't know if he is officially retired, but he needs to make that official. He needs to come out in a few months on AEW Dynamite, do similar thing that he did in WWE and say, the time has come, I can't do this anymore. Because he can't. He can't do this anymore. If he continues to do this, he will be in a wheelchair. Permanently. And I don't want to see that, and I mean that. I mean that. I don't want to see any wrestler in a fucking wheelchair. This is why I give so much shit to these indie folks, right? Who do all this stupid shit in GCW. I don't want to see these people fucking seriously injure themselves. Nobody wants to see this shit. I don't want to see this shit. You don't want to see this shit. Nobody wants to see Bryan Danielson in a wheelchair at all, okay? No matter how you feel about Bryan Danielson the person or AEW as a company, we don't want to see this shit. I know there's probably going to be some AEW fans that, we want Bryan Danielson back. For the sickos. Fuck the sickos. Think about your children, okay? I've had enough of that shit. Finally, we're going to talk about politics within wrestling, man, and I really hate having to do this, because I always say something that really pisses people off, and while I don't care about pissing people off, I look back at it and I think, yeah, maybe I should have said that in a different way. Maybe I could have come across a bit better, you know what I mean? Because politics, it's a very touchy fucking subject, especially with me. There's certain political standings that I really care about. If you're a viewer of me, you know I'm a right wing. If I was American, I'd be voting Republican. I'd be voting Trump if I was American. But I'm not, so I have to deal with awful politicians for the next 5 years. And unless we have another surprise general election to step down. Hopefully that happens. Hopefully. But we're here to talk about the American politics. We're here to talk about the wrestlers who were supporting the American politicians. It started with Batista. I think it was last week or the week before. Batista put out a video, one of them, you know, those celebrity preachy videos. You better go and vote early because it's really important that you vote early. You've probably not even made your mind up yet about who you want to vote for, and they're pushing you to vote early. And I'm not going to sit here and say if you're a liberal that you're a piece of shit, right? Even though, I mean, it might be in the back of my mind. I'm going to try and be fair here. So you might have not even made your fucking mind up about who you're voting for, and you've got Batista, Mr. Multimillionaire, Mr. Not gonna fucking deal with the real issues that real people have to deal with, right? You better vote early. And then he takes a picture in a Harris Walls t-shirt, right? So whatever, I don't really care who the fuck Dave supports. I don't really care. I do care when he's being a preachy bitch about it. I care when no matter which side, if you're being a preachy bitch, fuck you, okay? And that's what Batista was being, a preachy bitch. But it continued with Batista this week, because Batista put out a video. I think it was on Saturday Night Live or some shit, I don't know, one of those American late night shows, and it was a 3 or 4 minute thing about digging at Donald Trump's masculinity. He was saying Donald Trump's not a real man. Donald Trump's not a real man. Meanwhile, Dave Batista's wearing pearls and looks like a fucking woman. And he's got the audacity to say Donald Trump's not a real man. Fuck off. Right? So Batista did that. You had wrestling fans on one side saying, oh my God, Batista, if he wasn't my favourite wrestler, oh, he is now. Oh, Dave. And then you've got people on the other side. Fuck Dave Batista. He's just a Hollywood weirdo. And to be fair, I agree with the side I just said. He's trying to fit in with his friends. He is. He's trying to fit in with his new friends. Trying to get invited to those Diddy parties. You know what I mean? He's trying to get in there. 50 something years old. Then we get the Undertaker, and the Undertaker hasn't really done much. He's announced Donald Trump's going to be on his podcast. That's it. He's said that he's not actually said anything really himself. We all know Undertaker's more right conservative leaning. He's pro-gun, pro-police, whatever else. People don't like that. Kane's the same. They really are the brothers of destruction. They want to destroy the left. So Undertaker, he's having Donald Trump on. That's literally it. And people are melting down hard to the point where you've got RJ City saying that the Undertaker's got a weird podcast. He wears problematic t-shirts. Oh. Meanwhile, RJ City also has political commentary on his AEW. Is it a podcast? I don't know what it is. YouTube show, right? So you know what I mean. That's So wrestling fans, if you aren't politically educated, whether it be whichever side you're on, just don't talk about politics, man, because I'm not an expert at politics, but I do have my own opinions that I came to realization by myself, not with the influence of this right-leaning person or this left-leaning person. I came to my political stance through myself, okay? A lot of these people online I don't even think they have a political stance. They just say what they think is the okay thing to say, which is, oh my God, Donald Trump, he's a racist. He wants to do this and that. Project 2025. Meanwhile, Donald Trump was a president for 4 years. Did he do anything racist in those 4 years? Did he segregate? Did he bring back slavery? I don't think so. A racist president would have done those things because, I mean, I'm sure there are loopholes here and there within Congress where you can do things that you're not supposed to do, okay? Donald Trump would have done those things. He did not, okay? People don't understand politics. People don't understand the difference of a political opinion, okay? And I will sit here and listen to that leftist's opinions. I will counter those opinions, but I'm not going to sit here and cry and bitch because someone has a different opinion to me, okay? Politically. Different opinion, cool, whatever. I may have things at the back of my mind that tell me you're an evil piece of shit, but I'm not going to project that. You know what I mean? I understand that people have a difference of opinion, okay? And that's what wrestling fans don't understand. They don't understand that people have a difference of opinion, and when you differentiate from that hive mind opinion, you're evil, you're racist, you're homophobic, you're transphobic, you're everything. But in reality, that's just not the fucking case. For some people, it's the case, sure. You get racists on both sides of the political spectrum. Don't say you don't, because you do. If you say you don't, then you know what I mean, you're cooked. But that's really all I've got to say about this, man. I'm trying not to get too deep into it, even though I probably already have. I've probably pissed some people off already. Undertaker can support who he wants. Batista can support who he wants. I might not like it personally, but who cares? Okay? Am I going to listen to The Undertaker interviewing Donald Trump? Maybe. It depends, because every Donald Trump interview sounds the fucking same. Okay? If he doesn't want to answer a question, he's going to talk about the border. He's going to talk about Joe Biden. Yeah, and if Kamala doesn't want to answer a question, she's going to talk about Donald Trump, and she's going to talk about Donald Trump, and she's going to talk about Donald Trump. Who cares, man? November's coming. November is when the voting happens, and I can't fucking wait. Because I know who's going to win. I can't wait for that fucking meltdown. It's going to be glorious. But if you're a Liberal, if you're on the left, if you're voting Harris, or if you voted Labour, then, yeah, I mean, you don't need to be offended by anything I've said in this video. You don't. You can laugh at it if you want. You can make a face. Because that's what I do with Cornette, right? Anytime Jim Cornette says anything bad about conservative people like myself, I used to get angry at it, but now I've learned to just, I mean, oh, it's Crazy Jim again. Crazy Jim, he's come back. Because, I mean, Jim Cornette, while he does have a great wrestling mind, the rest of him's a fucking nut job. Like, subscribe, follow me on X at DCrossman25. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.